about trading. It's like keeping the concept the same, understanding the concept, because the situation is, it's gonna come again, but it's gonna look slightly different. But if you understand the concept, then you know you're gonna understand this the same way that you're gonna understand something like that. But the problem is like people, very short-minded people like this guy over here, say Dulo, they don't understand these things because they only have like they're like a two-dimensional thing, you know, they're like ants. They have this ant mentality. So they're not able to think any further than their own negative opinions. It's always negative people. I don't like negative people. They always got problems. You know, you can never be successful with negative people. That's what I've realized. Most successful people that I've met, they're not negative because they understand. They're just like, you can't be negative. They understand you can't be. Why be negative, man? Why be negative? Life is so beautiful. And once you understand that you have certain skills, it even becomes better. Life becomes much more enjoyable because now you're working on yourself. You know, you're daily working on yourself to become a better human being, become physically fit, whatever it is in your business. They're too busy to be commenting dumb shit on videos where they could be learning. You know, it's only negative people. They don't have so much foresight, unfortunately. But that's why we're here. Hopefully, we can change your opinion, Mr. Saidullah, who thinks I'm here to waste people's time. Too much talk is for donkeys. Life respects results, not useless words. Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, you've reminded me why I don't waste time on such comments. You've reminded me why I don't waste time on such dumb shit comments. Because in my personal life, I don't associate myself with dumb shits like you. So yeah, thank you. Thank you. You've made me 1% better as a streamer today. So tomorrow, when I meet your dumb shit friend, I'm just going to also give him dumb shit responses. Perfect. So yeah, it's all about getting 1% better. It's all about getting 1% better. Tetra, the Nifty 51, is it worth entering now? I wasn't in previously. I would say like if you are taking that based off like a TFX concept, then you would have already be in it here when price was breaking these lows. Because what you're trading now is like, it's a very basic concept of break and retest, because you've just seen that price has broken structure. So that's what you've learned as break and retest. That's what I'm seeing. So the range is good. The range was good right over here, but the main entry you missed. That was an impulse when you broke below these lows with that liquidity grab confluence up here for price to move downwards. So if you want to still get a sell, you have to wait for some structure to first build, because if you see the way the buyers here are forming themselves, they're making it difficult for the sellers to get through this level, because you got multiple levels of support. You got multiple levels of support right over here. So that's not looking too good anymore. So it's like very intentional. You're gonna see, it's kind of like going to war. If the buyers want to go to war, it's much more better for them to create a foundation like this, where it makes it less and less and less appetizing for the sellers to be coming in. Correct? That's why sometimes you're gonna see situations where you have like a very fat candle like this. You know those little kind of fake closes where you got like a very bullish candlestick close, and then the next one comes down like this. And then that also creates like a very easy range in between, like very easy clean traffic for the next candlestick to correct. So you can see that already, that psychology of how the markets operate when they want to do a certain thing. Yeah, I already banned him. There's no way guys like that are even part of any good community. Like people who write dumb comments like that, there's no way these guys are normal. They're just trolls. Those are not normal people. They're just those gamers who like to cause havoc. They're not here to play nice, basically. Guess that's fun for him. Got the reaction. You got the reaction today. I'll give you that. You got to me. It did get to me a bit. But you see, again, finding value. I find value in that, man. He's giving me something of value today, that guy. Because if it wasn't for that guy, honestly, chat, like, you know, how else you get these opportunities to get better? It's something of value. See, and that's just for my trading mentality. Ever since year one, man, taking these losses, I got to a point where I needed to learn something
Order filled.
from every loss. And once you have that mental model in life, you're always going to be winning. Who the fuck was that guy? Are you going to be taking this gold cell? Now, the problem with this gold cell here is the range is not big enough. You know, if you got to stop above here. Wait, actually, let's see. 58, 59. It's breaking finally outside of the consolidation, though. Actually, it is valid. It would be valid. It would be valid. It's about a 31 pip range down towards that support region. Ours look pretty good. Accumulation. Left shoulder. I don't know, that's not really a head and shoulders pattern. I think more that's his accumulation breakout. Maybe you're gonna see like a break and retest. I think this would look nice coming into that cell though. Price to break below, retest, and then just completely break these lows to continue moving down towards like this next support region here. That would look quite nice. Break, retest, but then you also at the same time got the TFX concepts below support over here with additional confluence. So you're seeing from where price is coming from and where it's heading towards potentially, because this would need to be distributed. You know, like the market has to move. It has to have these swings that we call like this 10% swings, correct? So this would be the 10% swing right over here for price to come down towards that support by 33.77. Because if it's gonna move, it's gotta start moving from somewhere. And if you got your stop above this area, basically you're taking the sell, expecting price to move down and not to come back into this range. Because if we're breaking the range, we should just continue to move from this general region. You know, which I think makes sense. It's quite interesting to see how it flopped over here for quite some time. I would have really loved to see price at least move up, but looks like it might just be going for that wick fill that we were talking about early on. Got massive wick over here. See on the hourly? Yeah, pretty big hourly wick. Starting to get that wick fill in. I'm on a sell, target 33.46 level. 33.46. It's quite far off. That's about 369 pips away. What are you even looking at here? This is all the way towards a... This is a London. Middle of the range of the London session from... Yeah, I think that's ambitious. That's quite ambitious. Not sure where your stops are. Maybe you're trading the higher time frames. Are you looking at this 30-minute area over here? If price can break below this region and then to fill that range. 369 pips. Yeah, 369 pips. And you know, gold will do on average, let's say 500 pips. So you're really stretching that. On average, when we don't have like a lot of volume, it's usually like around 500 pips. This candle here was like about 437. See, previous daily was about 700. About 600, 620. It's an ambitious move. But the only way that I see it playing out is because, you know, gold has been consolidating here like a doji for quite some time. It's spent more time being a bullish doji than a bearish doji. So it could be creating enough structure here to finally start moving. That's the only angle that I see for why something like that could even play out. But it's still quite aggressive. There's a candle with no bottom wick in the 3346 level. Higher time frames have a bottom wick. As long as the weekly already has the bottom, monthly, daily. Oh man, look at this. The monthly here. 13 days for it to close. There is no bottom wick. But what's the probability that this monthly actually rejects this level and then just comes down? I think it's pretty low. In the next 13 days for candles to start ripping back down, that'll be crazy. Let's put like a level over here. Let's see where that would be on the daily. Oh, we would have to come all the way back into this gulag area that we broke off from. So you got a bit of consolidation. And that would just be like small little fake out hitting the range, the highs of the range to come back into consolidation. And then to come and flip here on the monthly. I don't know. It feels like a reach. Could be possible. 13 days. Actually, it could be possible. If you got 1 day, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th day, man, if we just start bleeding off, that could actually be possible. It doesn't look possible if you just look on the monthly though. We've been bullish for this whole month. 3360. Yeah, we've been bullish for this whole month, but I guess that's how candles operate though. We've seen this happen on the lower time frames as well. Shortly before the candlestick closes, it can start to have more of an abrupt move. So in other words, as we're coming closer and closer to this monthly candle closing, then you can have more of an abrupt move towards the downside to create that bottom wick. But still trade above 3200. Because we're overall bullish. And the fundamentals are overall bullish as well. We have a saying in jiu-jitsu, you either win or you learn. So true for life and trading. Yeah, exactly. You never lose. Losing is just like, if you want to be a loser, you're going to think of yourself like you're losing. But if you want to be a winner, you're going to think of everything like basically XP. You get XP in life, you know. Life is like basically, think of it like a game, right? And you're always getting more XP, more experience through everything. Also, when you play a game, right, you're going to play... Let's say you play Call of Duty for the first time. And you know there's certain ways to play certain maps. And if you find out that this route is not working out, and you keep dying every time you take this route, it's not good. It doesn't give you more of a strategic edge when you're playing, let's say, online. And you have people on that side and you're on this side. You get that experience. And you're like, okay, let me try this route here in the middle. And let me try how the middle route looks like. Let me try how this route looks like. And you're gonna get better. So this is gonna be just your experience, what we call character building. And then this is you wanting to really learn, and then you get naturally better. And you think the thing with gamers as well is, I think sometimes people just get naturally better, and they don't even seek to perform at a high level, but just because they're doing it mindlessly, continuously, it's like second nature becomes that you're just naturally getting better at the thing that you're doing. You know, just imagine like kid athletes, for example. You know, like maybe in the beginning they really enjoy a sport that they play, whether it's football or whatever, and they're naturally getting better at it until they get to that
Order
point where they
filled.
want to give themselves more of an edge. But I think in trading we force it too much. We already want to get to the higher levels, the higher XP levels when we've just started the game. Just like, you know, even if you start playing a game today, it's going to take you a while to get to that prestige level. Like you're going to have to grind. You're going to have to put the hours in, you know? You're going to have to work your way up towards that. It's a game, chat. Trading is a game. If I play Call of Duty against somebody who's been playing for a long time, obviously they're going to be better than me. So don't think it's like super easy, because this lobby here, as we said, it's you're put in the same lobby as everybody else, you know, all the great players. So you don't get to start with the lemmings. You don't get to start with the lemmings. I recently started playing COD. It's so fast paced. I love it. Yeah, me too. That's why I've always loved COD. It's just a fast pacedness, and even when you're bored, you like fidgeting and changing your guns, even if you don't need to change your guns. 360 scope, that sort of thing. I love fast paced is always my favorite. I think like when you move through life with momentum, you start to achieve a lot more things. It's when
I think I had too much Hennessy, man. Yo, Eli, why they testing me? Like, I don't always keep the hammer next to me. Like, I ain't got a header to the left of me. Like, we ain't in these streets more than sesame. But that shit chicken, why she texting me? Why she keep calling my phone, speaking sexually? Every time I'm out, why she stressing me? You call her Stephanie? I call her Heffany. You call her Stephanie? I call her Heffany.